In today's show, Bitcoin realized price bands form key resistance as the bulls lose $24,000. I'll be breaking down the latest technical analysis, quoting crypto analyst Whale Map. Realized price bands are the main thing, providing resistance for Bitcoin currently, confidently getting above $24,825, and consolidating should be key for continuation higher. And quoting me, Calvin Day Pop, Bitcoin correcting due to several reasons: unwarranted fears among CPI data tomorrow, resistance around 24,300, continuing being resistance, expecting to see a test around 23,000 to 23,200 to hold. So trend continues. Another test of resistance, breakout towards $28,000. Now check this out. BlackRock's decision to partner with Coinbase is a strong signal that institutions consider Bitcoin based on ARK simulated portfolio allocations. Institutional allocations between 2.5% and 6.5% could impact Bitcoin's price by $200,000 to $500,000. Send it. Now for an interesting fact, there are 724 billionaires in the US and 87,000 new IRS agents, and they're not going after the rich. Cupcakes, they are coming for you. Love that. Also in today's show, Bitcoin likely to transition to a risk-off asset in the second half of 2022, says Bloomberg analyst Mike McGlone, quoting him here, a matter of time, $2,000 gold, $100,000 Bitcoin, $50 crude oil. The energy spike is proving its own worst enemy with macroeconomic implications that may buoy gold and help Bitcoin transition towards a high beta version of the metal and treasury bonds. Also in today's show, Vitalik Buterin issues rare Ethereum price prediction as highly anticipated merge approaches. Quoting Vitalik here, once the merge actually happens, then I expect morale is going to go way up. I basically expect that the merge is going to not be priced in, by which I mean not even just by market terms, but even psychological and narrative terms. In narrative terms, I think it is not going to be priced in pretty much until after it happens. I'll also be sharing with you this bullish Ethereum $50,000 price prediction, as well as Bitcoin hitting 937,000 by 2030. That's right, according to top crypto exchange Changelly, Bitcoin might peak at around $937,000 in 2030, with the crypto trading at an average price of $798,000. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. I also do a $50 Bitcoin giveaway every single day. And today's winner from yesterday's episode is, we have Merc30, who wrote the following comment: HODL till 2025. See what happens. Massive congrats, fam. You just won $50 in Bitcoin. You must reply to this comment with your Bitcoin address so I can send it to you. HODL. And to qualify to win $50 in tomorrow's Bitcoin giveaway, all I need to do is make sure you subscribe to the channel, Will Smith, that like button, and drop a comment below, and a random comment will be selected as tomorrow's winner. Best of luck. And now a word from our sponsor. And today's episode is brought to you by iTrust Capital, the #1 crypto IRA platform in America. And do you know they just launched their beta staking product? That's right, as they shared here, iTrust community, we know you've been banging your heads asking when staking. Well, it's now. We're happy to announce Polkadot as our first stakeable asset. This is a pretty big deal because you can now stake crypto tax-free using iTrust crypto IRA account. You can buy and sell 25 plus cryptos as well as gold and silver. There are no monthly fees and only 1% transaction fees. There's institutional grade storage, and you can get started with only $1,000 today. And if you sign up today, you'll get a $100 reward in Bitcoin for funding your account. So go ahead and use my referral link in the description right down below, and let's get this crypto tax-free. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. This is podcast episode number 1012. I'm your host, JV. How's it going, my crypto fam? The Bitcoin consolidated lower on August 9th after familiar resistance preserved a multi-month trading range. Here you can see the Bitcoin 1-hour candle chart. Now, data from Cointelegraph Market Support and Trading View showed Bitcoin falling under the $24,000 mark overnight after rejecting near $24,200. Bitcoin saw swift gains to start the week, but momentum faded as the top of the trading range in places since mid-June came closer, and as such, bulls failed to reclaim new ground or even match the high seen at the end of July, and the status quo thus continued. And for on-chain analytics resource Whale Map, it was the realized price that was now forming major levels to overcome. In a new Twitter update on August 8th, Whale Map, which monitors buys and sells of large volume players to establish likely solid support and resistance zones, highlighted various prices at which the Bitcoin supply on aggregate last moved. And they also shared a chart which broke down the realized price by wallet size and showed at what price Bitcoin belonging to particular whales last left its wallet. Quoting them here, realized price bands are the main thing, providing resistance for Bitcoin currently, confidently getting above 24,825, and consolidating should be a key for continuation higher. And as previously reported, other support and resistance levels in play this week include the 100-day and 200-week moving averages. And for popular trader Credible Crypto, a deeper retracement could happen and may involve as low as 23,360 without disrupting even the low time frame trend. As he shares here, front ran local demand and followed the green path with a break of our red region. That being said, not totally convinced that this corrective structure is complete. And quoting Crypto Tony with his latest Bitcoin update, range high tap once we cleared the EQ, easy scout for anyone who took it, looking for that flip into support for one more macro push up to send it. And potential volatility, meanwhile, remained on the radar with upcoming U.S. inflation data due August 10th, high on traders' list of market triggers to watch. U.S. stocks had shown little sign of concern on the first trading day of this week. However, with the S&P 500 ending flat and the NASDAQ seeing slight gains of 0.4%, quoting BTC Fuel, I had pointed out that in the past that China CSI 300 is possibly front-running crypto in the American stock markets. Be aware that the current crypto rally could retrace a lot since the S&P 500 is now close to resistance. And quoting crypto analyst Mikhail Van de Pop, Bitcoin correcting due to several reasons, unwarranted fears among CPI data tomorrow, and resistance around 24,300, continuing being resistance, expecting to see a test around 23,000 to 23,200 to hold. So trend continues. Another test of resistance, breakout towards $28,000. Send it. Now check this out. BlackRock's decision to partner with Coinbase is a strong signal that institutions consider Bitcoin based on ARK simulated portfolio allocations. Institutional allocations between 2.5% and 6.5% could impact Bitcoin's price by $200 to $500,000. That's right, because BlackRock is the largest asset manager in the world. They currently control over $10 trillion in assets under management. And as pointed out here, there are 724 billionaires in the US and 87,000 new IRS agents, and they're not going after the rich. Cupcakes, they're coming for you. Preach. And before I break down next story of the day, Bitcoin likely to transition to a risk-off asset in the second half of 2022, says Bloomberg analyst Mike McGlone. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, all the major cryptos are currently correcting back in the red. We got Bitcoin down 3.5% for the day, trading just above $23,200. We have Ether down 5%, but still maintaining above $1,700, while Binance Coin, Avalanche, Solana, Polkadot, XRP, and Cardano are all correcting and in the red. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Bitcoin is likely to transition from a risk-on to risk-off asset in the second half of this year as the macroeconomic environment is rapidly shifting towards a recession, said Mike McGlone, senior commodity strategist at Bloomberg Intelligence, who in a recent interview made the following prediction: I see it transitioning to be more of a risk-off asset like bonds and gold than less of a risk-on asset like the stock market. And according to the analyst, the crypto market has flushed out most of the speculative excuses that marked 2021 and is now ripe for a fresh rally. McGlone also pointed out that the Fed's aggressive hiking of interest rates will lead the global economy to a deflationary recession, which will ultimately favor Bitcoin. Quoting him here, I fully expect we're going to have a pretty severe recession globally, which probably will make Bitcoin shine, along with gold and U.S. Treasury long bonds. So there you have it. And he also recently tweeted, a matter of time, $2,000 gold, $100,000 Bitcoin, $50 crude oil. The energy spike is proving its worst enemy, with macroeconomic implications that may buoy gold and help Bitcoin transition towards a high beta version of the metal and treasury bonds. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the Bloomberg strategist Mike McGlone that Bitcoin can hit $100,000 here in the near future. And to watch this entire video, what Mike McGlone entitled "The Greatest Bitcoin Bull Run is Coming, But When?" check the show notes below the video in the description. And before I break down next story of the day, Vitalik Buterin issues rare Ethereum price prediction as highly anticipated. Merge approaches, and we discuss a $50,000 Ethereum price prediction as well as a $937,000 Bitcoin price prediction by 2030. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting just under that $1.1 trillion mark with $69.5 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. The current Bitcoin dominance is 40.5%, with the Ether dominance at 19% even. And checking out the top 100 cryptocurrency gainers in the past 24 hours, we have Celsius leading in the pack, up 14.5%, trading at $1.84, followed by Zcash, up 7.2%, trading at $77.43, followed by GMT, up 3.5%, trading at $1. And checking out the top 100 cryptocurrency gainers for the past week, you can see a sea of green, which I love to see. We have Flow up 55.5%, we have Ton up 30.7%, and Celsius up 45.7%. And checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Finally, a 42 in fear out of 100 for the day. Yesterday was a 30, last week a 31, and last month a 24 in extreme fear. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That could be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that freaking dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. The co-founder of Ethereum says that the market still hasn't priced in the network's long-anticipated transition to proof of stake slated for next month. In a recent interview, Vitalik says that Ethereum's delayed merge to its beacon chain is currently affecting investor sentiment, but he thinks that the overall narrative will turn positive after the transition is complete. Quoting Vitalik here, once the merge actually happens, then I expect morale is going to go way up. I basically expect that the merge is going to not be priced in, by which I mean not even just market terms, but even psychological and narrative terms. In narrative terms, I think it is not going to be priced in pretty much until after it happens. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Vitalik. Now, the blockchain pioneer adds perspective by reflecting on the process of making the first version of Ethereum a reality, noting that development, new software technologies always takes time. Quoting him again here, I think it's both faster and slower. I do think that our results have been pretty mixed so far, because if you compare the process of getting the beacon chain out of the door to the process of getting ETH 1.0 out the door, ETH 1.0 took 20 months for myself writing the first version of the white paper to launch. But here, we're looking at a merge that will take maybe about 22 months or 21 months after the original launch of the beacon chain. And of course, the original launch of the beacon chain itself happened after a development process. Now, the CEO also highlights larger forces at play in trying to get ETH 2.0 across the finish line, namely balancing the push to complete the merge without making costly mistakes along the way. As he shares here, I think there's kind of these two opposing pressures that we as a community have to deal with, where one is pressure that speeds things up because there's more awesome researchers, there's more awesome developers, there's a lot more effort going into all of these problems, but then there's also the pressure slowing us down, which is the desire not to break things. So there you have it, and to watch this interview with Vitalik entitled "The Merge Isn't Priced In," check the show notes below the video in the description. And speaking about Ethereum, now let's discuss a very bullish $50,000 Ethereum price prediction by 2030. And let's fast forward all the way to 2030, because there's a lot of data and a lot of analysis we need to skip past. Changelly also argued that the price of ETH in 2030 has been estimated by crypto specialists. After years of price monitoring, it'll be trading for a minimum of $48,357 and a maximum of $57,877. Could you imagine? So on average, you can anticipate that in 2030, the price of ETH will be roughly $49,740. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. And where do you feel the Bitcoin price would likely be with a $50,000 ETH? Just saying. The long-term Ethereum price estimates can be a useful tool for analyzing the market and learning how key platforms anticipate that future developments like Ethereum 2.0 upgrade will affect the pricing. Now, Crypto Rating, for instance, predicts that by 2030, Ethereum's value will likely exceed $100,000. Like, whoa. And both Pantera Capital CEO Dan Moorhead and the Vera Group founder Nigel Green also predict that during the next 10 years, the price of Ether will hit $100,000. Sound like too much? Well, the functionality capabilities of the network, such as interoperability, security, and transaction speed, will radically change as a result of ETH 2.0. And should these and other related reforms be successfully implemented, opinion on ETH will change from being slightly favorable to strongly bullish. This will provide Ethereum the chance to entirely rewrite the rules of the cryptocurrency game. So there you have it. And before I break down our final story of the day and we discuss Bitcoin hitting $937,000 by 2030, but first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the crypto market. This goes for all 1,200 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. And to qualify to win $50 in tomorrow's $50 Bitcoin giveaway, all I need to do is make sure you subscribe to the channel, Will Smith, that like button, drop a comment below, and a random comment will be selected as the winner during tomorrow's show. And of course, you can follow me all across all the major podcasting platforms, from Spotify, home of the Joe Rogan Experience, to Apple's iTunes and Google Play, and all across social media from crypto Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, Instagram, and TikTok. So wherever you're at, be sure to plug in and follow me there. But all right, now let's break down our final story of the day. Let's start with legendary investor Bill Miller, who wrote the following: Bitcoin supply is growing around 2.5% a year, and the demand is growing faster than that. We also have Bloomberg Intelligence predicting a $100,000 Bitcoin price by 2025. And according to Changelly, Bitcoin's average trading price will be as high as $124,500 in 2025, with the platform claiming it might go as high as $137,000. Send it. Now let's hop into the future. It's the year 2030. According to Changelly, Bitcoin might peak at around $937,000 in 2030, with the crypto trading at an average price of $798,000. Now what drives these projections? Well, a couple of reasons. For starters, most are optimistic about the value of the crypto scarcity coming into play. And secondly, maximalists envision a future where demand for Bitcoin is endless. And finally, with Bitcoin adoption rising by 113% annually, many believe the same will one day be highlighted by Bitcoin's price. And there are other projections as well. One's even more bullish. According to Parallax Digital's Robert Breedlove, for instance, Bitcoin will hit $12.5 million by 2031. Now let's fast forward to the year 2040, which is 18 years away. According to Telegon, Bitcoin will enjoy an average trading price of $553,000, dependent upon the market trend. By 2040, it went on to predict the following: our maximum price prediction for Bitcoin is $618,512 in 2040. If the market gets bullish, Bitcoin may surge more than our Bitcoin price forecast in 2040. I think by the year 2040, with hyperinflation and the collapse of the US dollar, we can potentially see a $10 million Bitcoin price. Just throwing it out there. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. And now for a quick recap, what I covered with you here in today's show: Bitcoin realized price, bands form key resistance as the bulls lose $24,000. Also in today's show, I shared that Bitcoin is likely to transition to a risk-off asset in the second half of 2022, according to Bloomberg analyst Mike McGlone, as well as Vitalik issues rare Ethereum price prediction as highly anticipated merge approaches. We also discussed a very bullish $50,000 Ethereum price prediction by 2030 and a $937,000 Bitcoin price prediction by 2030. Where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below. Now for the top 3 comments from yesterday's episode. Man Dog wrote, "Love your presentation, JV. I watch most other pods at 2x, but yours 1.75x to catch every syllable. More caffeine. Haha." Nice. Our next featured comment comes from Digital Gravity. Vitalik cracks me up. I guess he's never heard of the Lightning Network, which already has fees that are a fraction of a cent. Facts. Exactly, fam. One love. And our third and final featured comment comes from Steven Morones, who wrote, "If Coinbase and BlackRock deal could boost the Bitcoin price to $773,000, do you think it could boost ETH to $10,000? Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised to see a $50,000 Ethereum price with an almost $1 million Bitcoin price. Just saying." And to be featured on tomorrow's episode, drop a comment right down below, which will automatically qualify you for a chance to win $50 in tomorrow's Bitcoin giveaway. Best of luck. Let's get this Bitcoin, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Peace.